Quarterback, raise your hand.
Hi, Mark. Daigneault from ESPN Brazil. You guys already have been in a situation like that in the series against Denver, and you bounced back very well. How the maybe next game is not going to be the blowout that it was against Denver. How to control the anxious of your team if the situation is close in game two.
I mean, we have confidence and wisdom because of the situations we've been in over time. There's no team I'm more confident in being ready to play really in any situation than ours. I'm biased, obviously, but you also have to go make it happen. You know, those experiences don't guarantee you anything. They certainly don't carry over into the next experience. And so we've got the wisdom from them, we get the confidence from them, but when the ball goes up in the air tomorrow, the better team's going to win, and we want to do everything we can to be that team.
Jeff, fourth row on your right.
Jeff Silva, USA Today. Mark, you're just saying make it happen. With the benefit now of having some time to watch the game, what didn't happen for you guys that you take away from that game and will apply to game two?
It's always tricky, because 1-point losses are emotional, and you got to be able to strip away the emotion from that. Understand there was a lot of things we did well in the game to build a 15-point lead. There's a lot of things we did well in the game that we certainly don't want to throw out. And there's a lot of things that we can improve on. We have a lot of runway here to improve. And Indiana does too. I'm sure they don't come out of that game feeling like they played perfectly either. And so that becomes the challenge after game one of the series is you've now felt the opponent a little bit. You've thrown some things out there, learned some things from the game. And now we just got to improve at some tangible things that we think we can improve at. Indiana's going to try to do the same thing, and then the better team will win.
Next seat over, Tim.
Mark, you guys have been obviously very good after wins this season too, but after losses, it just seems like it goes up a notch. What, if anything, changes about this group when it is coming off a loss?
I think nothing. I think that's the trick. Is you don't want to be reactive to the last game because then you can be too high after wins. You can be too low after losses. We just get ourselves to neutral. Understand every game's different. Every game is unwritten. And you go out there, the ball goes up in the air, and the team that competes better on that night wins. That's been kind of a mental habit for us over time, and we try to carry that over to every situation. And it's obviously very important in this situation. So, but I couldn't explain it beyond that. They just do a great job of getting themselves to zero and getting ready to compete in the next moment.
Jenny, over here.
Mark, Jenny Carlson with Yokohama. You said on Thursday you wanted to go back and watch the defense in the second half. I'm curious what you saw. You mentioned at one point that disruption was the goal. Were you guys disruptive enough defensively in the second half?
Not as disruptive as we were in the first half, but that was obviously probably an outlier as well. There's certainly things we could have done better in the second half. I thought we got a little loose on different things, but I'm also careful in these settings, especially not to take away from what Indiana did. I mean, there's two teams out there playing, and they did a really good job in the second half of that game, certainly in the back half of the fourth quarter, to put themselves in position to get a win the way they did. And so they deserve credit for that. But certainly, when the door shuts and we're watching film, we're looking at it through our lens, through the things we can control. We thought we left some stuff on the table in that game. Like I said, I'm sure they feel that way too. But now we have to start the process of improving and growing in the series.
On your right, Dan, third row.
DAntoni, Yahoo Sports. Mark, it was one of Shea's highest usage, highest shot attempt, lowest pass out games of the season. Just wondering what you saw from his offensive process and sort of what Indiana's doing to load up on him.
Yeah, they're high up the floor on him, both on the ball and with the initial coverage. I don't think that's necessarily specific to him. They've done that, quite a bit here in this playoffs, but that's how they showed the other night in game one. We got to the paint collectively as a team a lot. We got in there a lot. We did not convert enough on those plays, obviously. I thought there was just a lot of plays we just didn't finish. We didn't get the juice out of that squeeze. Some of that, again, is a credit to Indiana. I'm not trying to take anything away from the way they played, but we can be better in those situations. Him and everybody else. I mean, he wasn't the only one in the paint in that game. So we have to continue to try to get there. And when we get there, we have to continue to try to find the most efficient shot. I thought, we could have improved that from last game.